Cameron Meintjies versus Georgi Georgiev.
And now AG Mobile brings you the tale of the tape. Two very young fighters early in their career. You see the height advantage clearly goes to Georgiev, but the reach advantage, strangely enough, goes to Meintjies. So we might cancel each other out there. Let's go up to the voice of the hexagon. It is Duke Wellington.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is 3 rounds in the EFC middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist making his pro debut. He stands 1.81 meters tall, weighing in at 82 kilograms. Fighting out of Grayville, Durban, Georgi, the Bulgarian beast, Georgiev. And now introducing his opponent. He's fighting out of the blue corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a pro record of 1 win and 1 loss. He stands 1.73 meters tall, weighing in at 83 kilograms. Fighting out of Amanzium Toti, Durban, Cameron Ginger Ninja Meintjies. And when the action begins, our referee in charge is Pavan Rumkalawan.
Rex, Dip, and Gearbox bringing you the beautiful EFC Hexagon Girls. And beautiful they are. 2 brand new ladies here to take a look at in between rounds. And here it is. Time to go to work. Georgi Georgiev taking on the Ginger Ninja. It's middleweight action here at EFC 38.
Ready, Georgi? Ready, Cameron? Let's fight!
Pitbull Energy Drink brings you round number 1. No aftertaste guaranteed. Let's go to work.
Georgiev, a guy who likes to just plant his feet and swing hard with all his shots. Meintjies is more of an arm puncher. Doesn't throw everything with bad intentions. Tries to close the gap. Looks for the takedown. It's Cameron Meintjies early on, and he's going to successfully complete it. Puts Georgiev on his back.
Not a good spot for Georgiev. Of course, you know the high-level BJJ that Meintjies carries. Georgiev, of course, more of a stand-up fighter and making his debut. Could be a little jitters here.
Meintjies has got his neck trapped here. Georgiev hasn't got it locked up there. He's trying to just push Meintjies' left or right leg off to try and see if he can get full guard back.
He's got the sloppy overhand there as he's trying to hold him down, but I think he's kind of stalling out here. Obviously, it's not a good place to be for Georgiev. He would have liked to keep this thing standing, and we'll see if he can maybe work his way up the fence and get to his feet.
All the while, Meintjies is trying to progress, trying to get more solid base. Georgiev is not trying that arm in guillotine, but he's really going to struggle to do that. He is pulling hard, though.
He is indeed, and we've seen stranger things. He's using all of his power to try to yank on that guillotine, but what you can see, obviously, is you can gas out that arm. Time and time again, we see it. You try so hard for a guillotine with a bad position, it never works out.
Certainly, as long as those carotid arteries are sending blood to the brain, there's no way you should be able to tap from that. But he's still got a hold of it. Meintjies just trying to improve his position, and now Georgiev has got one butterfly and he's basically got full guard back. Now he cranks the guillotine again. This might be better if he can lock his hands up. This is a bad spot. If he can tie Meintjies up, which he now has done.
He's going on pure strength right now. Dirk is what he is, and it's not going to work. You have too high level of a jiu-jitsu fighter when you talk about what Meintjies brings to the table here, so I don't think this is going to work.
Exactly right. It's not a position that he wouldn't have been in training. Many, many times they've run a drill like that. And he hasn't managed to pop his head out. Now he's got his head stuck nicely on the chest of Meintjies, and Meintjies is working to push Georgiev up to the fence where he can work some ground and pound. He looks at the roll for the Kimura, though.
I'll tell you this, if Georgie tries to roll to his stomach, he could be in a very bad spot against a fighter like Cameron Meintjies. The Ginger Ninja will not waste any time sinking in a choke.
Meintjies working with an elbow over the top. Still in the full guard position, Georgiev with his head up pressed up against the fence. Great spot for Meintjies to work ground and pound from.
I'll tell you what, one thing is very fortunate for these fighters that they get to start in their pro careers under such a great banner here in the EFC. You don't see that in other part of the world, and I don't know if these guys really realize where they're at here under these lights.
Meintjies trying to grab a hold of his shorts, but it's just the strength of Georgiev as well. Manages to get loose and moves into side control.
Kudos for the attempt, but he just couldn't quite get in the right position.
Got 100% touching on that, Cyrus. A massive, massive organization,
It
EFC.
really is.
and a big stage for these guys to put their names up in lights. Meintjies looking to walk into that full mount position, and he might be able to do that. Georgi feels that, tries to get half guard back. Hasn't locked it up though.
Oh, and he scrambles and he's back up, Dirk. Here we go.
That's the strength of Georgiev, but Meintjies in control though.
Just about 90 seconds left here in round number 1, and he drags him right back down to the ground. Not a good spot at all.
Swing around, looks to take the back, and Georgiev will now try and block the left leg of Meintjies. Meintjies still working. He's going to try and look to get the back.
I don't know that he should have gave up that front choke. And here we go. Georgiev on top, trying to get into position.
A minute remains in this first round. Now it's the first time Georgiev's at the top position. It's his opportunity to work now.
He has to go for the ground and pound. He look as he lifts up those elbows and tries to rain it down. But great defense, great bottom defense.
And he's got the wrist control from the bottom as Cameron Meintjies. You might see him swing up for an armbar. Georgiev does that, and he just closes the gap, closes distance between the two of them.
What an impressive round number 1 here in this middleweight class from two very young fighters. Oh, nice elbow from the bottom.
Don't see that often. Of course, the guys from GBH are very, very well known for their aggressive style of ground and pound. So not a good spot for Meintjies to be in with Georgiev on top of him, but he's in the middle of the hexagon. He's got lots of room to move.
Time ticking out here in round number 1 as we approach the 10-second mark. Georgiev on top, a great spot to be in. He's going to make things interesting for our judges.
So then 2, 3, 4 good shots, but I think possibly for that round, Cyrus, Meintjies had most of the control. Two very technical coaches in the corner. You know, sometimes you'll hear coaches that will just motivate their fighters and say, hit him, punch him, do this, do that. With Hassan as well as Morne Swanepoel, you've got two guys that'll break things down systematically, little by little, telling their fighters exactly what to do. Move your left arm a little bit.
Round 2 getting underway with Pitbull Energy Drink. And you're absolutely right, Dirk, as we get things started. Georgiev.
Big left hand, and Meintjies almost immediately looks for the takedown into the side control.
And that just right there, getting the takedown is what he was trying to...
Strength of Georgiev. That is crazy. Don't see reversals like that often.
No, he just grabbed a hold of the arm and just yanked it and got on top, and now he's looking to take the back.
Georgiev's going to want to control Cameron Meintjies. It's quite clear Meintjies very, very happy to trade.
Very confident. Georgiev.
He might have... Oh, it looked like he nearly... Big shots by Georgiev. He's controlling proceedings from this top position now. Meintjies desperately in the scramble trying to get a better position.
And here he goes, man. A lot of submission attempts out of Georgiev, and that's not what I expected here in this debut fight.
Certainly everyone is well prepared. That's the difference between modern day MMA and MMA a couple of years ago. Everyone is now good at everything, Cyrus.
And now we got a problem as Cameron Meintjies looks to be taking the full mount. Oh, and he can't quite get it, but he stays in control. Just grinding the elbow on the face of Georgiev. A very, very savvy grappler is Cameron Meintjies, the Ginger Ninja.
Just trying to buck and get Meintjies off of him. He definitely wants to get out of this position, and you know, must have taken a lot out of Georgiev, that power move to sort of go through. Those are all things that add up, and Meintjies is not as explosive or as strong as Georgiev, but he's going to take his time and he's going to grind it out, and all the while the time is ticking away with him in this top position, and he's landing shots and scoring for the judges.
You're absolutely right, and very confident is Georgiev with his ground game, because obviously he's a proficient striker.
Full mount by Cameron Meintjies. Georgiev just the strength. How is that?
Oh, and he grabs onto that leg. Watch out. And he can't crank back on it. Now he scrambles to his feet. I'm anxious to see Georgiev take this fight to the stand and see if he can get some good striking in. I want to see the kickboxing prowess of Georgiev, but the majority of this fight has been on the ground.
It looked like he wanted to set up for the Kimura, but it was more just a reversal. And again, Meintjies in full mount.
So frustrating.
Bad spot for Georgiev to be in. He's going to have to do something, and he manages to just very sneakily escape. He's got the half guard position, but he does look to be tiring a little bit, Cyrus.
Oh, and he's cranking back. He's trying to get a hold of that arm, possibly. For Kimura, can he yank it back?
You can see Georgiev also, his mouth is now wide open as he's trying to take big gasps of air.
And here we go once again. We almost got that same reversal, Dirk. He yanked back on that arm, but he couldn't quite get it all the way over.
Also decent pace from Cameron Meintjies. He's only been swept once so far.
Really textbook work out of the Ginger Ninja here. He's taking his time, very methodical, not getting too over anxious, not going for crazy submission attempts. He's just grinding right now is what he's doing.
And that's certainly something that also comes with time. When you've spent a couple of rounds in the hexagon, you get more and more comfortable. And that gives you the ability to work and not sort of put everything into every single maneuver and blow everything. Now a good spot for Meintjies. He's got the one hook in. He's got the over under control. And Georgiev in a little bit of trouble in the turtle position.
Nice, a few shots there, hooks to the head, and there he goes grabbing for that arm once again. He really wants to get it.
But Meintjies is
great defense.
Yeah, he's very well aware every single time his wrist gets grabbed. He knows the Kimura is coming in. He's actually now using that as an opportunity to pass, which he's done 2 or 3 times. So certainly Georgiev's going to have to try something different.
But honestly, what a grueling fight it's been so far. The way they've been grappling, you know, these guys are just stamina is getting wiped out.
Very, very technical. And now again, Meintjies in full mount. He's unloading here. Pavanopkalawan is having a close look. Georgiev's going to have to do something.
Hammer strikes raining down. Here come the punches, their elbows. Can Georgiev survive?
Meintjies looking to finish. Georgiev, that, you have to be kidding me. How did he get out of that?
I'll tell you exactly what it is. He is 21 years old, my friend. You can take a few punches when you're 21 years old. These two young lions.
Meintjies in the top position again, is in the side control. And that's the problem. Every time Georgiev gets out of one tough position, just again, immediately Meintjies in the top and back to grinding, and that is going to exhaust Georgiev.
Well, it's hard to hear the instruction of Ryan Hassan, but you would think they want to bring this thing standing a little bit and test out Cameron Meintjies' striking game.
Well, we're going to a third and final round, so we might see Georgiev come out a little bit desperate in this third round. There's no doubt he's down 2 rounds to none.
Without a doubt, he is going to have to take some risk as we wrap up round number 2. A little winded here as we go into round number 3.
Let's go.
Our referee gets things started. Round 3 gets underway with Pitbull Energy Drink. Give it a try for a whole new experience.
Look for Meintjies to close the gap quickly and set up for that takedown. You can see Georgiev is certainly tired.
Oh, yeah, he's keeping the hands down at this point. Georgiev has to be looking to throw some big strikes. And how about that overhand right by Cameron Meintjies?
Just use it to set up the takedown, and he's got a hold of that single. It's going to take him for a ride. Puts him on his back.
Took him for a trip, a short trip right down to the mat. And Cameron Meintjies is already in a beautiful position in half guard.
Much of the same as round 1 and 2. Great top control, and now it's a matter of him just grinding out. He can probably look to finish, but he should be in control here. He hasn't really been in trouble from this position.
Just a minute into round number 3. Can we see Cameron Meintjies take home another victory here and really get on a roller? Is Georgiev going to switch things up and take some risks and really go for a stoppage? Because he has to. He has to get this thing to the feet unless he really thinks he can get that Kimura, which is a very strong possibility.
He's going to have to do something different. Meintjies might be setting up for an arm triangle if he can pop Georgiev's arm around, but it seems like he's just happy in the full mount now. He's going to push him up against the fence again. And this is also right in front of Meintjies' corner. You can see Morne Swanepoel sitting very happy and proud. Now Meintjies is raining down.
Watch out, it's ground and pound time. The Ginger Ninja raining it down. But once again, Georgiev is not giving up. He is not going to be TKO'd right now, at least.
Still full mount, and he's got control of that arm. And now he's got the one arm trapped as well.
Very smart movement here by Meintjies. He gives up on the ground and pound, and now he's looking for submissions.
Georgiev's trying to walk and just do something to get out from underneath Meintjies, but again, incredible top control from Cameron Meintjies. He hasn't overcommitted with anything here tonight. He's just taken his time, erased those small little errors, and made sure every time he gets back into that top position, controlling procedures and just grinding out, doing enough for the referee not to stand him up. Again, he's got Georgiev's arms trapped in that crucifix position, and Georgiev again gets out of it, but he's not really going anywhere at the moment.
Cameron Meintjies, he got a proper fight camp this time around. This one was not short notice. He had time to prepare, and it shows. He has both hooks in. One slips out.
Fighting for position now.
Georgiev just holding on for his life right now, Dirk, is what he's doing.
Meintjies is now, he really just has to stay in his position and take his time, maybe soften Georgiev with a couple of big shots. He's got that arm in though. This might be it for Georgiev.
Tries to flatten him out, and there it is. We get a win. The Ginger Ninja locks in the choke. That is 2 wins in a row for Cameron Meintjies. What a big win in Durban. And the action replay brought to you by GNC. Peak performance down to a science, and this is what we're talking about.
Took his time, Cyrus. He never overcommitted. He worked and waited. He didn't make a mistake. A lot of guys, what you see in the amateur ranks, or when they just come through, they overcommit. They really just try and get that choke as quickly as possible. Meintjies waited for the right opportunity, sunk it in, and got the victory.
A heck of a win by Cameron Meintjies indeed. Let's shoot it up to the voice of the Hexagon, Shane Duke Wellington.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Pavan Rankalawan has called a stop to this contest. 2 minutes and 50 seconds into round number 3. Declaring the winner by tap out due to a rear naked choke, Cameron the Ginger Ninja Meintjies.